So after this legendary and historic win from Alex Pereira, many are wondering now, what is next? What is next for Poatan? Now listen, the man has earned the right without a question to do whatever he wants. And what does the man want? He wants to move to heavyweight. He wants to challenge the winner of Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Now let's talk about it. You know, if you actually think about it, what other fighters are there for him to fight at light heavyweight? I mean, you have only two options now. You have the new contender, Carlos Ulberg, and you have the trilogy with Jiri Prochazka. If you actually think about it, the style of Carlos Ulberg, yes, the man does have power and he is accurate, but he's a counter puncher. You know, he's a counter striker, so I don't believe he would make the most exciting fight in the world. Alex would have to go get him, and there is a slight risk that Alex might get countered, but I believe that Alex would knock him out. No question in my mind. But also, the Jiri Prochazka trilogy is available. Now, listen, I believe that if they fight 100 times, we would all be tuning in, regardless of the outcome. Why? It's because both of them, Alex and Jiri Prochazka, they are arguably the two most exciting light heavyweights in the history of our beautiful sport. So even though Alex is 2-0, but if the trilogy gets booked now and if it gets announced, I think that we will all be tuning in on fight night. But what's even a better option, better than the Prochazka trilogy and better than the Carlos Ulberg, definitely better than the Ulberg fight. No question, beautiful people. The light heavyweight debut for Alex Pereira, heavyweight debut, not just the heavyweight debut, but most importantly, a chance for Alex Pereira to become the only man in history to become a 3-division undisputed champion in the UFC. I mean, if he does it, and listen, I'm going to be honest, even though Aspinal is an absolute monster, Gane is an absolute monster, but I honestly favor Alex Pereira to beat both of them. But, you know, now many are saying that Alex should fight Tom Aspinall, but listen, beautiful people, don't count your chickens before they hatch. I will be in attendance live to watch Ciryl Gane versus Tom Aspinall here in the Etihad Arena, but let me tell you, beautiful people, that fight is far from a done deal when you talk about the outcome. Yes, Tom Aspinall is the favorite. Yes, he got all the momentum in the world. Yes, he's so powerful, he's so explosive, so charismatic, and so dangerous. But stylistically, I promise you, beautiful people, this is by far his trickiest fight in the heavyweight division ever since the man got into the UFC. Listen, Ciryl Gane got an iron chin. He doesn't have the Curtis Blades chin. You know, Curtis Blades, the man been put to sleep many times before. And even, you know, in all honesty, all of the people who Tom Aspinall fought, none of them got the chin and the fluid footwork and the versatile and diverse shot arsenal like Ciryl Gane. And Ciryl Gane is definitely doesn't have as much wear and tear as the other guys. So all I'm saying is this: yes, you gotta favor Tom Aspinall. Why? Because Tom is so powerful, he's so sharp, and he's so explosive early, especially. I mean, in the first round, he's probably the most dangerous heavyweight of all time. But who's to say that Ciryl Gane can't weather the early storm and come back and get him late? You know, that is far from a done deal when you talk about the conclusion and the outcome of the fight. So, let's say that Tom Aspinall wins the fight, and he is the favorite for a reason. Just imagine what an unbelievable TNT explosive must-see fight that would be. Poatan versus Tom Aspinall. I mean, that fight would probably be top 3 biggest heavyweight fights ever. I mean, it would be an unbelievable matchup just stylistically. Both of them, they are so powerful and so charismatic. And listen, both of them hardly ever take any steps back. So you know that fight is gonna last for a couple of minutes before someone goes to sleep, and I favor Alex Pereira to do the job. Listen, I believe that Alex Pereira is way more seasoned and way more experienced and simply a better striker. Now, Tom Aspinall might be faster. And what is the reason behind Tom Aspinall's success in the UFC and in the heavyweight division? Speed, beautiful people. Speed kills, but speed especially kills with the big boys, the heavyweight division. And I don't believe I have ever seen someone as fast as Tom Aspinall, especially that 1-2 down the pipe. But also, let's say if Cyril Gane wins the fight, I mean, that fight would also be absolutely iconic. Brazilian legend versus newly crowned Frenchman, French champion. That fight would definitely be a blockbuster fight. But in all honesty, it doesn't matter who the champion is really, if you think about it. It's all about the accolades. It's all about the records that are being broken by Poatan. And this era is simply Poatan's era, and we are all just witnessing it. We are all just living in the era of Poatan. And the man has definitely done all the work. The man has definitely beat all the guys. He definitely got all the accolades for him to earn and deserve the right to do whatever he wants. And the man wants heavyweight. He wants to be a heavyweight. And listen, how crazy is that? He made the 205-pound limit, and less than 24 hours later, the man gained over 30 pounds. So not only did the man fully earn his right to move to heavyweight, but this weight cut that he's doing to light heavyweight, I mean, it is taking years of the man's life. And I believe that it is time. It's time now. Nobody wants to see the Alsabbagh fight. That fight wouldn't be a blockbuster fight. The trilogy would be here, you know, listen, I have some mixed emotions about it. If heavyweight was never an option, then why not? Let's see that trilogy. Because here is unbelievable. Every time Poatan beats him, he comes back and puts on one of the greatest performances and one of the most exciting fights in history. The man, what can you say about Yuri? It is impossible to dislike the man. And it is impossible to deny him from another title shot, despite him losing twice to the champion. But that being said, listen, I think it's time for Alex Pereira to become the only fighter in history to become a 3-division undisputed champion. And what an unbelievable achievement that would be. And you know, Dana White just came out in the press conference and said that Alex Pereira, you know, he's a dream for our company. You know, the man literally has done everything that he's been asked of. You know, being on tour, being on a vacation in Australia, getting the call, coming in, couple of days notice, couple of weeks notice, championship fight, winning in spectacular fashion, freeing the UFC from the champion that Ankalaev was. Much respect to Ankalaev, but we gotta call a spade a spade. Nobody wants Ankalaev to be a champion. You know, most fans don't want him as a champion, and the UFC don't want him as a champion. And Pereira did them that favor. So, is there really any debate anymore to be had on what's next for Alex Pereira? The man deserves... You can't argue about it anymore. He fully deserves to move to heavyweight. And listen, we saw him extremely dangerous in the middleweight division. But we saw when he moved up to light heavyweight and that weight cut, you know, not as severe as the one at middleweight, and the man became more dangerous. But now, just imagine Alex Pereira without a weight cut. Imagine Alex Pereira walking in to the octagon, 245 pounds, fully healthy, fully hydrated, no weight cut whatsoever. I believe the man would clean Tom Aspinall's clock and he would definitely catch up to Cyril Gane's footwork and knock him out. Now, what about John Jones? What about the fight versus John Jones? Listen, I think that John Jones, I don't even like to talk about the man. His brother just passed away, so, rest in peace to his brother. But John Jones, I don't think he deserves the fight versus Poatan. John Jones holds the record for most failed PED tests in history. So, and he's not even a champion anymore. He vacated because he didn't want to fight Tom. So what are we even talking about here? Case is closed, beautiful people. This is officially the era of Poatan Alex Pereira, and the man has fully earned the right to move to heavyweight and get the winner. God willing, he will be cage-side, later this month here in Abu Dhabi. God willing, the man comes and, stamps his flag, stamps his feet in the Middle East, front row, get into the octagon, face off with the winner, and let's get it on.